The news continues on SNN, the Suncoast News Network, your local news leader.
Hello everyone, I'm Eric Wilson filling in for Don Brennan. Thanks for joining us here on the SNN Evening Edition. We get right to your top stories. Into our newsroom tonight, the Florida House approved a bill that would ban most abortions after 6 weeks. Legislation Governor Ron DeSantis has indicated he would support. This is video of protesters at the Capitol today. The bill would make Florida one of the most restrictive states in the country to obtain an abortion measure, which passes the state Senate on April 3rd. Now heads to DeSantis' desk for his signature. Victims of rape, incest, and human trafficking could obtain an abortion up to 15 weeks into a pregnancy under the legislation. A commonly used abortion drug remains on the market today after a federal appeals court refused to suspend the medication's FDA approval. Access to the medical remains uncertain, however, and the future of the drug will likely be decided by the Supreme Court. NBC's Dan Sheneman has the story.
Overnight, a federal appeals court declined to suspend FDA approval for the abortion medication mifepristone. But while the drug will stay on the market, the appeals court left restrictions in place that prevent patients from receiving it by mail.
While mifepristone's approval remains intact, this ruling, as you said, really limits the way it can be administered. It puts in peril the FDA approval of the generic form of the drug, and it also could limit the amount of time that women can have access to it, up to 7 weeks of pregnancy instead of 10.
This latest decision blocks a ruling by a district judge in Texas that suspended FDA approval for the drug, which dates back to 2000. Critics of the medication call it dangerous, and in approving the drug, the FDA failed to protect women's health.
This is a significant victory for the doctors and medical associations we represent, and more importantly, the health and safety of women and girls.
The White House insists the issue is far from over.
We are going to continue to fight in the courts. We believe that the law is on our side, and we will prevail.
Attorney General Merrick Garland vows the Justice Department will appeal to the Supreme Court, seeking action before the ruling takes effect on Saturday. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
The Department of Justice is weighing its options following the latest ruling from a federal court on the abortion pill, mifepristone. In Manatee County, animal welfare is taking dogs in faster than they can find homes. They currently have 98 adoptable dogs at their Palmetto Adoption Center. Because of this major influx, they are waiving adoption fees through the end of the month. If you are not ready to adopt, they are desperately seeking foster homes.
Foster is a great chance for dogs to get in a home for a temporary period, and it helps us sort of lower our numbers here and continue to be able to provide for all the incoming stray pets.
If you choose to foster, the shelter provides all the food and supplies needed. For more information on how to foster, adopt, or volunteer, go to our website, snntv.com. Now a quick look at our Weather Authority forecast with our Chief Meteorologist, Justin Mosley.
All right, hi again, everybody. As we take a look at the satellite review, skies generally fair across our portion of the state, but it's not the case in South Florida. I tell you, the flooding rains have been just inundating portions of Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, and even into Palm Beach and into Miami-Dade. So rough go of it there. And again, they saw over 20 inches of rain in a very short period of time, and more rainfall continues to move through at times. Dew point here locally at 71 degrees, and as we look at the future track model, rain chance pretty much nil for tomorrow. We got a 10%. Most areas will be dry. Then as we head through the day on Saturday, looking pretty good. A mixture of sun and clouds as we kickstart the weekend, but on Sunday, rain chances will return. 84 for the high in Venice and Inglewood, 84 Sarasota and Bradenton, lower 80s along the coast with the sea breeze, and 88 degrees. Pretty toasty as you work your way inland, Northport into Port Charlotte. We'll come back, update our 7-day forecast, detail the weekend and beyond. That includes slightly cooler air in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Speaking of weather, Fort Lauderdale, as Justin mentioned, has temporarily halted flights and roadway traffic on Wednesday. The Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport tweeted that it will be closed due to heavy rainfall and flooding. Officials said it expected to remain closed until at least today, maybe be able tomorrow morning at the earliest, but no word as of yet as to if and when the roads and airports will reopen. Travelers urged to avoid entering or leaving the airport were encouraged to check their airline for revised flight statuses. Multiple tornadoes, flash floods, and severe thunderstorm warnings were issued in South Florida as bad weather swept through the area for the third day in a row. All right, back here on the Suncoast, a Sarasota condo is on hold as police investigate a report of a job offer to a planning board member. The Sarasota Police Department has opened an investigation into activity involving the City of Sarasota Planning Board after a partner of a project being reviewed by the city offered a board member some work. The revelation came during Wednesday's meeting of the panel. According to the Herald Tribune, Kevin Maloney, founder and CEO of New York-based Property Markets Group, called the initiation of a police investigation, quote, laughable, unquote, noting the job offer came from a minority stakeholder in Quay 1 and 9 LLC, and he characterized the investigation as a delaying tactic that harms the company's development project as well as the city's reputation. Gene Matthews Boys and Girls Club will get a new $4.5 million facility. Hurricane Ian damaged 2 of the 3 buildings at a former church site that had served as the site for the Boys and Girls Club, leaving the nonprofit to operate out of its only remaining safe structure, that would be the gym. Bill Sadlow, president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Sarasota and DeSoto counties, unveiled new plans to replace those damaged structures with a new 14,000 square foot, $4.5 million club. 87-year-old Matthews moved to Northport in 1972 and served both on the Sarasota County School Board and Sarasota County Commission. Part 3 of our Parkinson's Awareness series, SNN's Christy Sultan, tells us how one organization is helping those deal with the disease.
Neuro Challenge is a foundation that offers free resources for people with Parkinson's and their caregivers.
We're able to give the Parkinson's community free programming like the one today called Building Balance, which is an exercise program. And it's so super beneficial because it's going to improve the quality of their life.
Oftentimes, balance could be a constant struggle to those with Parkinson's. Building Balance is a weekly class with the goal of preventing those with Parkinson's from falling.
That's why our balance class is so important, because it works on taking their sensory systems, whether we're taking their vision out or working on their proprioception, we're working their sensory systems to prevent as many falls as we can.
All neuro classes, including the Building Balance class, is open to caregivers as well. One caregiver, Sandy Ivers, attended the class to support her husband, who has been diagnosed with Parkinson's 12 years ago.
Try to attend as many programs, not just for him, but for both of us. Sometimes I do programming by myself that I go to, but this exercise program, I usually try to come with him so I can see what they're showing him, so that then I can help him at home do the exercises.
In Sarasota, Christy Sultan, SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
Thank you, Christy. Again, that was part 3 of our week-long Parkinson's Awareness. You know, April is Parkinson's Awareness Month. And of course, for any more information, you can check back to our website. The Venice Shark Tooth Festival is on April 22nd and 23rd. A lot of great local musicians are performing, and you do not want to miss this. The lively lineup of bands has the potential to satisfy your music taste. While you're there, you can enjoy the festival's delicious food and, of course, their vendors.
A little bit of everything. So from arena rock with Maiden Kane to Funky Monkey Band, that's some classic rock and some beach music.
Venice Shark Tooth Festival is open to the public and it's free. The location is Centennial Park, 200 West Venice Avenue. It runs Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on April 22nd and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on April 23rd. Authorities in Florida are looking for former Nickelodeon actor Drake Bell. In a Facebook post, Daytona police say Bell is missing and could be in danger. Now, he's best known for his role in the sitcom Drake and Josh. Bell was last seen Wednesday evening driving a gray BMW near a local high school. In 2021, Bell pleaded guilty to charges of attempted child endangerment and disseminating matter harmful to juveniles, after a woman said she and Bell exchanged texts of a sexual nature when she was just 15 years old. Bell was sentenced to 1-year probation. Florida police are asking anyone with information to reach out. Gulf Coast Community Foundation announces their new president, CEO Philip P. Lanham. Lanham joins at a significant point in Gulf Coast history, with the foundation's recently announcing $500 million in community impact. His business and philanthropy background is a perfect fit for this region and organization. Lanham's passion for community is reflective in his board service with the Advancement Network for Community Foundations, where he is the immediate past chair, as well as serving as the vice chair of the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center Board. Dr. Mark S. Pritchett, the current president, will be retiring at the end of May. Still ahead on the SNN Evening Edition, former President Trump back in the Big Apple. The details in just a moment.